Yeehaw! Oh, me throat. Afternoon, folks. Now, today we got a very special guy on the board. This here, you recognise him? This is Joe Exotic, the man of the moment. He's going to be on the big screen very soon, and he's on everyone's lips at the minute. So we're going to do a quick one of Joe Exotic. Now, those of you with an eagle eye will already realise that I drew him last night. I sat and I binge watched the whole thing last night. And in case you don't know, it's on Netflix. It's called Tiger King. And yeah, it's just riveting viewing. And I sat there with my pad on my lap and I quickly rattled off this one here. So what I'm going to do now is just recap on how I drew it basically. I'm going to draw a nice quick black and white line one for you. And then I'm going to take that off, scan it once again and turn that one into a gorgeous vector. Okay, so here we go, pencil in hand as always. Start off around about central point, I guess, which will be that eye. So he's got, I'm going to show you the pencil sketch as well, okay. He's got quite downward sloping eyes, heavy eyelid, heavy bags, you know, all the usual. Another downward sloping, slightly more rounded eye over here. Heavy eyelids, heavy bags. Now he's got quite a sticky up pronounced nose, which has got a really heavy bridge, and basically whenever I draw noses like that I like to get on a nice side profile of the nose, and if the eyes don't fit on, they don't fit on. But here we go, luckily his just fits in perfectly there, round about there, something like that. Then you've got that line there, you've got his eyebrow coming off, and you've got another eyebrow coming off over here. Now cheek wise he's got some really good geometry lines on him. Look, that's his jowly cheek. He's got quite an overbite and a pronounced top lip, pointy smile if ever you see his teeth. His mouth's always open, so that's the way we're working from top lip down. Big old bottom lip there. This is the other line, which you may or may not need, but that's his other cheek there. And then basically I'm going to give him some nice big chopper. There you go, a bit of facial hair going on there. Baseball cap is one of his signature looks. He is truly a fashion guru, it's got to be said. And we're going to do that and something like that. Yeah, now with a guy like this where he's got so many features, there's no point in trying to define a face shape because he hasn't actually got much of a face shape going on there. He is the sum of his parts, basically. He's made up of big googly eyes, a big pointy nose, saggy jowls, bottom lip and hairy face, mostly the tash. You know, you've got to make an emphasis on the tash. He's also got huge big old ears on the back here. So we're just going to put them in where we think. I reckon he's got low ears, which means they're below the line of his eye. So we're going to stick those out here somewhere. Again, don't be too fussy with the ears. I like to do a nice little swirl in there. That's really just a bit of an homage to the great Al Hirschfeld, of course. Sorry, Al. Yeah, a few earrings going on there, which he likes his body piercing. You got a little old bitty bit of hat on top there. I'm not going to make too much of that because he's not one of these guys that wears it up really high. So he's actually got quite a low head going on there, and his name, Joe Exotic. Yeah. What else have we got? Oh yeah, we've got his mullet comes out the back here. So the mullet in this instance is just going to be behind the ear. No point in putting it out the side of his eye. And it also defines the shape of the neck and the collar. The collar fits around that. That goes up there to meet his cheek. That's it roughly in pencil. Now I hope you weren't too bored with that. Here we go in pen. Let's start on his top eyelashes here. There we go. And we're going to do the corresponding one over here. Oh yeah, he's got quite droopy, saggy eyes. Quite feminine eyes as well. And lots of people tell you the way you can tell feminine eyes from masculine eyes. Some people think it's because feminine are cat-like, or you know, upwards pointing or whatever, or heavy eyelids. Personally, I think that you can define a feminine eye by the distance between the top of the eye and the eyebrow. You look at most men, most male faces, they've got quite heavy brows. You know, Ted Danson, I mean, have a look at him. Whereas most feminine faces tend to have that high distance here. And he's got quite coiffed eyebrows that raise them up quite high, which gives him that feminine look. That and the fact that he's wearing eyeliner most of the time, I mean, that helps. There you go, there's a quick eyebrow. Top eyelid. Now, as I said before, most of this is drawn with a vector in mind. So with things like this, I'm going to draw that out of one circle and just divide it up. Okay, that's why I do that, and hence that's why I do the grey line. There you go, same on here. He's got a bit of a frown. We're going to do a nice frown line there. Yeah, other brow hidden under the hat, just above the nose. You do that, and we've got to include his eyebrow ring as well. Sorry, it's a bit of a rough one here, my pen's going blunt. But yeah, that's that. Top of the nose, nice strong line, and then flip the pen around on the side and you've got a bit of calligraphy and a heavy bottom line going on there, and his lobe there. Now cheek comes down here. Woof. I'm going to do an indication of his top lip there so we know where we are. And then I'm going to do an indication of the hair down here, and likewise round about here. Alright, the hair, basically I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at the minute. Those are his little pointy teeth. It's always slightly open mouth. I mean, if you see this character, he just never stops talking, he's amazing. Big bottom lip, oh yeah. Just going to ride the line up here to meet his cheek. Again, it's all about flow, that flows into that. I'm just going to do his ear. There's the indication of his baseball cap. Top line goes there. And underline goes about there. There we go. We're going to do, yeah, let's do a very quick. Just an indication of the line of the name, obviously. Yeah, that's cool. Now I am working slightly slower today, you may notice, because feeling a bit under the weather, a little bit of flu, possibly a little bit of COVID, I don't know, but yeah. I'm self-isolating anyway, so don't worry. Yeah, there you go. Earrings, hair. I'm looking forward to adding that mullet when I get to the vector stage. There you go, that's your basic drawing. Now, as with this one, I'm going to give you some shading in here to emphasise a few things. The eye. I'm leaving a little gap just underneath the eye because of his eyeliner. Tends to leave a little gap between the iris and the bottom of the eye. So I'm leaving that gap as well. Yeah, all of this basically will be under shadow of the cap. We'll take it from that centre line there. And all this will be under the shadow of the cap. I'm going to give him some baggy eyeshadow. Again, makes the eyes pop out. There you go, some bags. Some eyeshadow. That gives the ears a bit of 3D. Also throws them back a little bit. Don't need to do this, but hey. Yeah, up there, the cheek, top lip, all the usual. That's the bottom lip. A little bit up his neck as well. I mean, strictly speaking, all of this half of him should be in shade. Even though there's no lighting direction on here, we can decide that the light's coming from here, for instance, shows the nose out, and everything down this side can go in shade. Just a little note, you know. Yeah, that's his neck under there, isn't it? That's in shadow. Do-be-do-do-do. Gonna get a bit of dark shad going on under here. Yeah, I've got a little bit of the shakes going on today. Not feeling great, but hey. There we go. Yeah, we like it. A little bit of dark on top of his eye there, gives the eye a bit of depth. Yeah, and I think, oh yeah, we're going to do a little bit of hair on his tash. Once again, the dry Edding 850, which has just run out basically. Does quite a nice grainy look, and if you just lift it off the page as you go, there you go, one brush effect. I'm sure most of you know that anyway. Yeah, that's going to work really well, I think. This one's almost a little bit too run out. May have to meet Mr. Bin later. Yeah, no, come back. Yeah, talking to you. Right, there you go. Yeah, and that is Joe Exotic. And just wait around for the vector, which will be hopefully done by the end of today. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Ciao.